everyone. We're getting started. So please take your seats. Silence fills the room. Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Christian Mehta, and I have the honor and privilege of serving as your MC for this very special celebration, the 2022 Alumni Achievement Awards. We're back. Before we begin, I want to pay my respects to the Indigenous peoples, elders, and ancestors who stewarded and cared for this land, its nature, and each other, generations before European contact. At Toronto Metropolitan University, we have made a deep and long-lasting commitment to truth, and reconciliation. I invite all of you to learn more about this work in person. We're here on campus, and online at any time. I'd also like to take a minute to welcome all of you here. Those of you who have gathered here in person, I'm going to say it a lot, in person, and those who are watching this event being live streamed on YouTube. So if there's one thing we've learned over the past 2.5 years, it's that we can actually do this. We can actually celebrate in many ways at the same time. This event marks the end of our annual alumni gathering, this year's Alumni Month, where we welcomed scores of people back to reminisce, to reconnect, and reignite their passion for their alma mater. Your passion for your alma mater, right? Right. Over the past 20 years, the AAAs have shone a light on over 100 alumni who have changed the course of our city, our country, and indeed our world. TMU's faculty, staff, students, and alumni, now 300,000 strong, all share a distinct commitment to create and to change. Whether that is taking a complex idea to transform the urban landscape or exposing an injustice so everyone can win, whether that's drawing on a creative talent to show the complexity of human nature or leading a team to create spaces where an impossible dream becomes a reality. The alumni we are honoring tonight are joining a growing community of change makers, city builders, risk takers, and problem solvers. Do you agree? Good. A little louder, please. Come on. Right. Thank you. I want more of that. Yeah, that's right. And we are delighted that many of our past recipients are here tonight to welcome this year's inductees into the fold. If you are a past recipient here, wave, stand, holler. We want to see you so we can give you a big round of applause. No, there are more of you. I see you all here. That's right. I would like to acknowledge the year-round support we receive from our partners, TD Insurance and Manulife, and we know we have our friends from both here tonight, so thank you very, very much for your ongoing support of our alumni community. I would now like to call upon a great friend to our university, an esteemed business and community leader who we are very fortunate to call our Chancellor, Janice Fukakusa. Join me in welcoming Janice to the podium. I want to hear it.
Hello, everyone. Congratulations to all of our recipients-to-be. And on behalf of President Mohamed Lashmi, who unfortunately is unable to be here this evening, I'd like to offer our sincerest congratulations to all of you receiving the honors tonight. The Alumni Achievement Awards are a wonderful celebration of our university's values. I see those values in the remarkable individual stories of our award recipients. Values including excellence, enterprise inclusion, and one in particular, opportunity. And when opportunity meets talent and the passion of our students, magic happens. And tonight we celebrate that magic, and we celebrate 8 incredible stories. This fundamental commitment to opportunity is what has always attracted me to this university. It's reflected in the diversity of our community and the fact that many of our students are the first in their family to attend university. I'm very honored to serve at a university with such remarkable ability to change lives. And tonight we recognize amazing alumni who have written their own unique and accomplished chapters in the TMU story. Thank you for the power that is shining the spotlight on TMU these days as an innovator, city builder, and a bold and creative force. Congratulations to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Janice. I want to share a short video with you this evening because it has its origins in your story, in our story, and the stories of your fellow alumni. It's a video from our new marketing campaign. The campaign is called Made of Grit because it's in some ways a description of our university community. Made of Grit connotes scrappiness, resilience, someone who overcomes obstacles to make positive change. And in many ways, it describes all of the folks we're honoring tonight. So let's run the video.
It's all over our city. In the air, on our streets, underground, and at the summit. It's unseen, untapped, unpolished, and uncelebrated. Grit. It's just particles. But to us, it's transformative. It's a pure expression of drive and the impetus to break boundaries. It's fuel for the greatest of feats and the ones no one sees. It's fearless in the face of defeat and unsatisfied in victory. It's knowing when to stand still and when to forge ahead. It's what propels us, drives us, directs us, defines us. It's what we're made of.
Tonight, I am proud to celebrate with you the grit of our award recipients and the success of our alumni. And now I would like to invite TMU's Vice President of University Advancement, Ian Mishkol, to join Chancellor Fukakusa on the stage for the awards presentation. Yes, let's give them a round of applause, absolutely. All right, so we are going to get started with our Alumni of Distinction Award recipients. Our first recipients are Sabrina Craig and Andrew Young. In March 2021, Andrew started Vaccine Hunters Canada, a volunteer community with the mission of connecting eligible Canadians to COVID-19 vaccines. VHC posted vaccine availability via social media and had over 100 volunteers and 500,000 followers. A year later, VHC ended operations after helping millions of Canadians get vaccinated from coast to coast to coast. Recognition highlights include, in 2021 alone, the Ontario Minister of Colleges and Universities Award of Excellence, the UK Commonwealth Point of Light Award, and being named #1 on Toronto Life's top 50 most influential Torontonians. Yeah. Andrew, guess what? Andrew works here at TMU and is a web developer, which is fantastic, Andrew. Sabrina scaled Vaccine Hunters Canada to an organization management team of 150 plus people and 400,000 followers across Canada on platforms such as Discord, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, and TikTok. Accomplishing all of this, all of it in just 6 months with all volunteers, including herself, and without any corporate or government funding. Yes. Millions of Canadians used Vaccine Hunters Canada and their tools to find their vaccinations. Anyone in this room, perhaps? That's right. In 2022, Sabrina was named Top 25 Women of Influence. Let's play this video.
March 16th, 2020, we went into lockdown. There was always an underlying stress about making sure my parents were safe and okay. It was like that for the entire year until first doses were being distributed. I had written some scripts to monitor hospital websites, and I would get notified when they would update us even a single period on the page. That's how anxious I was. And while I went with my dad and was waiting for him outside the clinic, I noticed people waiting for any leftover doses. So that made me realize I could do some good sharing these notifications that I was still getting with the public. I decided to set up the Twitter account. At first, the coverage was very limited, just GTA hospitals. I was doing all this with a full-time job. Luckily enough, other people volunteered.
That's where I came in, my skills in finding the brand's voice, trying different things to remain at the top of the Twitter algorithm. We had volunteers of over 100. We had people who worked in public health so that we could get the messaging right.
At our peak, Vaccine Hunters Canada had 500,000 followers across all our social media. Our coverage was all provinces and territories. All the media requests started coming in. The Prime Minister reached out to us. He wanted to interview us live on Twitter. We had developed Find Your Immunization, where people would enter their postal code. It was open source. Anyone in the world could take the code for their own country, and it was accepted as a UNICEF digital public good as well. The feedback, a lot of thank yous, positive messages.
One of the things that guided me through this journey was to always look to be a helper in every situation. Like if there's something wrong, you gotta look for the helpers.
I'm most proud of the team. We were all strangers working from home in a lockdown. We had this opportunity to make a difference in the country. The really rewarding thing about this is it gave everyone hope.
No one will complain if you decide to give Andrew and Sabrina a standing ovation. Andrew, Sabrina, welcome to the Alumni Achievement Awards.
Hi everyone. Should start it off by saying this would absolutely not be possible without the help of the volunteers of Vaccine Hunters and the frontline workers. They were key in helping us achieve what we did with Vaccine Hunters. Also, I'm unendingly grateful for the teamwork that the whole team had, but especially Andrew Young. He was always the teammate that made things possible, and special connection because we both graduated from Toronto Metro University.
So Christian told me that this would have high production value, so I prepared it for it like the Oscars. So if one of you were to travel back in time and find me in grade 12 and tell me you are going to end up choosing to go to Toronto Metropolitan University and literally never leave, because after graduating you will work there. You will start something called Vaccine Hunters Canada, help millions of people meet the Prime Minister, be on the US Open, be added to the Alumni Hall of Fame, and oh, you're gonna have 3 cats. I'd go, wait, what did you say? 3 cats? So I have a long list of people to thank. I'm gonna say them real quick. I'd like to thank my parents, who are the reason why I started Vax Hunters Canada in the first place. And they're here with me tonight, yeah. I'd like to thank my sisters and my family, including family in Brazil who may be watching. To them I say, Mutu legal, which is very cool. I'd like to thank Chancellor, President Lashmi and administration, everyone in University Advancement, including Krishan, Meredith, Jennifer, Aaron, Adrienne. I'd like to thank Sean Carson, John, and Arya from Composite Film for the beautiful video. Sean and I go way back. I'd like to thank my department leadership, Brian Lesser, Jim Buchanan, and Restiani Andriati, my manager, Marilyn Prasad, and the digital publishing team, everyone who supported Vax Hunters, including the City of Toronto, and Joe Cressy, Dr. Andrew Buzari and UHN Social Medicine, Dr. Peter Singer from the World Health Organization, Tories, Smithcom, Dr. Lawrence Lowe, Dr. Isaac Bogosh, Jean Yoon, my Earl Hague friends, Mark and Kathy, and so many others. And last but not least, I'd like to thank my Vax Hunters team. People say I'm a generally pretty humble guy, but every chance I get, I will brag about my team. Because they are the best team I could ever have hoped for. They are a team of absolute champions. I'll say it again, absolute champions. And I'm only up here tonight because of them, my team. It is extremely humbling to be here tonight with so many other amazing people receiving tonight's awards. Thank you to TMU for shaping me to be who I am today. And if anyone needs help finding children's fever medicine, let me know. Thank you.
That's great, you guys. That's great. One more round of applause for Sabrina and Andrew, please. All right, our next recipient is Christina Kramer. Yes, bring it on, Sangeeta. Yeah. Christina is responsible for technology, infrastructure, and innovation for CIBC worldwide. Her team enables the efficient, reliable running of the bank, protecting CIBC from risks, and proactively partners with CIBC's lines of business to accelerate growth by transforming how the bank operates and meets clients' and team members' needs. She leads a talented team and nurtures an inclusive culture focused on a shared purpose to help make clients' ambitions a reality. Since joining CIBC in 1987, Christina has held progressively more senior executive roles within CIBC's retail, business banking, and human resources groups. Currently, she is Senior Executive Vice President and Group Head, Personal and Small Business Banking. Let's watch this video.
I view my time between TMU and today as a lifetime of learning. That if you get yourself out of your comfort zone, you really start to stretch yourself, and you can do things that you never would have thought of because you put yourself in motion to start to make that change. My experience at TMU really set me up to have multiple careers. I don't think it could have been possible without that really strong foundation that I got at TMU. I kind of think of my career in 3 time frames. First in human resources, and I started a HR business processing agreement, which in fact at the time was Canada's first. Second is in my time in the retail business, and I had the opportunity to lead large teams, about 20,000 strong, and we introduced the first mobile banking app in Canada, and that was followed by a number of mobile innovations, and now leading our technology and infrastructure teams. The mandate I'm responsible for today is to run, protect, and transform the bank. To have the opportunity to leverage technology and innovations to help that come to life. Being able to make banking easier, real change for our employees to be able to do what they do every day in a better environment, it speaks to the heart of our purpose. Everyone either knows of somebody or has been touched by cancer. CIBC's Run for the Cure is a tradition at CIBC. I was the executive sponsor for 9 years and had the opportunity to get teams together, contributing towards this really important cause to us, and to me personally as well. Both my father and one of my sisters had cancer. We talk about being a caring culture and how important that is to bringing purpose to life. In all, we were able to contribute over $30 million towards combating this terrible disease.
All right, audience, you know what to do. Please join me in welcoming Christina Kramer to the stage.
A big thank you to TMU for this honor. It truly is an honor, and it's a privilege to be here. And, you know, I look back at my life. TMU played a big and informative part of that life, and today's life is a function of all my history, but I wouldn't be here today without the great experiences and knowledge I gained through TMU, so a big thank you. A big thank you as well to my friends, my family, my daughter who's here with me today, because you've been with me along the journey and you've always supported me. So thank you very much. Thank you.
All right, our next recipient is Timothy Mutu. Timothy co-founded the international nonprofit H2O for All in 2008, believing that people all over the world have the right to access safe water and adequate sanitation. He has initiated sustainable technology, development of tools, and good practices in over 12 developing countries. Timothy has spoken worldwide, from giving talks at scientific conferences and speaking to country governments to guest lecturing at various universities. In addition, he hires TMU co-op students and provides them with mentorship and hands-on experience to help them become more socially engaged engineers. In 2018, Timothy was a recipient of the G. Raymond Chang Outstanding Volunteer Award. Watch this video.
When I started to travel around the world and I would meet people in different circumstances,
I found that people that were helping them, they weren't including the people that they were trying to help. And that was a disconnect for me. So this idea of relationship that we put at the forefront, that we go into the communities that are identified and we ask them, well, what is your need around water and sanitation? You really empower the local people to take care of the work that we are doing together. I had the opportunity to go to Sierra Leone, West Africa, and they invited me to a community of polio survivors. Because of their disability and because of what they looked like, they were pushed off into an enclave. We worked together. You know, these people had a lot of ideas, and I built a water project with them. And I remember the day that they invited everybody in the community that had pushed them aside, and they invited them to the opening. I saw hundreds of people just lined out with these jerry cans. We opened up the valves, and one by one, the community members would come and collect water. And as they did it, they met these people, and these people said, look at me, I'm no different than you. And they built relationship with this community. And I thought that was an amazing moment, and water was the tool that did it. Dr. Jean Chamberlain mentioned to me about a hospital in Uganda that had no water, that services 1.3 million people in the community. When a woman was ready to give birth, she would walk kilometers with a jerry can to go through the process of childbirth. We said, let us do a small water system within the maternity center. Within 6 months, the sepsis rate, which is the infection rate, went from 8.9 to nominal 0. About 3,000 to 4,000 to 5,000 people every single year have been saved just by that one project. I think we, as a small organization, we can have a large impact. I have the opportunity to bring students in to H2O for All and to learn about this idea that we can help people and help the world. And they have taken those perspectives and really gone into different industries and done really well to impact people.
All right, you know what to do. Everyone, Timothy Mutu.
Thank you very much. It's an honor. You look wonderful, even though I can't see how you look in the dark. But I am honored to be here tonight. I just want to say thank you to this university for recognizing me and giving me this recognition, and it's very humbling to the Toronto Metropolitan University and the alumni. I also want to congratulate all of the other recipients. It's an honor to be here in the same evening as each and every one of you and your families. I want to thank my mother, who's here, and she's my greatest cheerleader. I just want to say thank you. Something special when you have a mom and parents cheering for you. I want to thank my brothers and their families, my friends that are here, my friends around the world. I want to thank the students, some of my students that I've mentored and opened up their lives to me. I've gained so much from them. And lastly, I want to thank the school, that when I came to this school, you gave me a safe place. You gave me a place that I can open my ideas, I can present my ideas, I can be listened to, and I can learn and develop my skill set. And I took those simple ideas and that same approach all over the world in the projects that you see that we did. And tonight I dedicate this award that I received to all of those vulnerable and people living in poverty and that I met along the way. I dedicate this award to them. Thank you very much.
All right, our next recipient is Sangeeta Patel. Sure, yeah, you can start it now. Sangeeta is an engineer turned television personality, we're going to hear about that, I'm sure, who worked her way up the Canadian news landscape. She joined ET Canada in 2014, covering entertainment news and interviewing some of Hollywood's biggest stars, and became the co-host in 2022. She is also the host of HGTV Canada's home renovation series, Home to Win. In 2019, Sangeeta was named CoverGirl's first Canadian South Asian ambassador and spokesperson. Yes. And a strong believer in education, she is a supporter of Pathways to Education, Children's Wish, and the One campaign. In 2021, Sangeeta spearheaded ET Canada's Help India broadcast, helping to raise hundreds of thousands of dollars for the Humanitarian Coalition's emergency response efforts in India. Thank you, Sangeeta. Let's roll this video.
Every door is open to me. I just have to walk through it. And that's what led my journey to where I am today. Growing up, I loved math and science. My dad said, well, where are you going to make money? Where are you going to make a living? And of course, that's when I went to electrical engineering. But it was probably the best decision I ever made because I learned how to understand anything I do will impact others. At nighttime, I volunteered for a local television show, so I wore 2 different hats as an engineer, and I found the perfect fit for me, which was weather, which is science, and doing television. And from there, things just started to grow. And when they asked me to host Home to Win on HGTV, it was the perfect fit because I had a chance to go back to my background of engineering, to go back to numbers and analytics, and it was just such an incredible moment to do that show for 4 seasons. One of the great things about my job is you get to talk to really fascinating people out there. I will do my research because when I sit down with you, I want you to feel like I'm your best friend, even if it's for 4 minutes. These are, big names, but at the end of the day, when you can sit down with them and have a good laugh, then I've done my job. When we went through COVID, trying to figure out ways to help others was so important. Well, how can we use our platform to do that? To be able to say that we've taken a national entertainment show and taken the time, even if it was for that half hour, to raise money for India, it was a moment that I will never forget. Growing up, I looked up to Oprah and Connie Chung, but there was no one that really looked like me. I never realized the impact of that, but now I celebrate it on a whole completely different level, and the reason is because I have 2 girls, and I never want them to feel the way I felt. I started as an electrical engineer, and here I am, a host of an entertainment show across Canada. I just knew how to be myself, and that's what I am to this day, because that's all I know.
All right, everyone, my best friend, your best friend, Sangeeta Patel.
Yeah, you're my best friend. Thank you to the university for this acknowledgement. I'm still in shock for it, so thank you so much. And to all the recipients here, congratulations, everything that you're doing. I graduated from engineering in 2002, and one of the things I learned about myself through engineering was that you always ask questions. And with that, it's led me to a whole different career in television, and I love the fact that I have that platform to make change. I get to live my mantra. Every day I say, if I talk to someone new, I'm gonna learn something new every day. And today is extra special for me because my parents are here. They immigrated to Canada many, many years ago to give us a better life. My sister and brother are here as well. And did they ever? So thank you to my parents. This award is actually for you guys, so thank you for everything you've done. Sorry. You don't get a chance to do that when you're up here to thank your parents, so thank you so much. My girls are here as well, and they teach me every day something new and always give me a heartache. And to my husband, same thing. You are my best friend, and you have pushed me to go for my dreams, and you're always there to support me, and I love you for that, so thank you. So thank you to everybody, congratulations, and have a great night, thank you.
That was amazing. Thank you, Sangeeta. Our next recipient is the Honorable Justice Gregory Regis. Yes. Gregory has been a judge of the Ontario Court of Justice since 1999. In 2007, he became the first person of color in Canada to be appointed a regional senior justice. Before entering the legal profession, Gregory had a successful career as a journalist and editor with Associated Press and CBC Radio and Television, among other international news services. He is an active community leader and has served in several organizations focused on development and culture. Gregory is the recipient of an honorary doctorate from TMU. We have a couple of honorary doctorates here. Dr. Anju is here and others. And a Vice Chancellor's Award from the University of the West Indies and the Harry Jerome Lifetime Achievement Award. Let's roll this video.
When I was a teacher, while I was in St. Lucia, there were 2 boys in my class, and some days they seemed to be sleeping in the class. So I went home and I spoke to my mother about it. She said, you know, maybe they're hungry. And then I went to my principal and we set up a food program in the school. If children are coming to school hungry, they can't learn, and we should always do whatever we can to help people. I worked as a reporter in the newspaper and decided at that time, if I was going to be a serious reporter, then I needed to get an education. That's why I came to Canada to attend TMU. It had a reputation for embracing all kinds of people. I'm taking courses in philosophy, economics, history, political science. You know, this whole big world is exploding in front of me. And then I went back to St. Lucia, working as the editor of the Radio St. Lucia. The mandate of a national radio station is not to further a political agenda. We got into lots of fights about that. They were trying to dictate to me what stories I should run. That's why I ultimately got fired. In 1978, I got a job at CBC. Then I decided to go to law school. I thought if I was a lawyer, and I would deal with these politicians who had fired me and run me out in the first place. In 1990, I became an assistant crown attorney in Oshawa, and in 1999, I became a judge. I've always been quite active in the community. I have served as chairman of Caribana, served on the board of the Canadian International Development Organization. I am part of a group that took the notion from university that a university degree not only is good for you, but also gives you the responsibility to go out and build your community.
Please join me in welcoming the Honorable Dr. Justice Gregory Regis to the stage.
Whoa, I don't believe this. First of all, let me congratulate the other recipients. I am just so honored to be included in this extraordinary group of achievers. Let's hear it for TMU Education. As Henry VIII said to his wives, I shall not keep you long. However, I hope you will forgive me if I make a couple remarks about the state of our society today. The COVID is threatening us again. Recession is around the corner. People are all stressed out. I want to say to all of us, chill. We'll be okay. If you look, by looking at me, you see I've been around for a long time. I've seen a few global events. We will get through this. When I was a teenager, my father and other elders in the village were saying things like, you know, you need to buy land now, because if you don't buy it now, you won't be able to afford it down the road. Well, I've been reflecting on that period. And at that time, what I saw in the village, you know, people were afraid. Some people were panicking. But what came out of it is that we did all right. In fact, following that period, that the world went through a period of economic and technological expansion that they had not seen before. So I say, we will be fine. COVID is around the corner again. It's the winter months. Please, not panic. Let's not panic. Let's use this period to sort of maybe reimagine our circumstances. Think of the world as, think of the glass as half full instead of half empty. The salmon run is still happening. Go down to a creek, enjoy the salmon run. It's a great show. And finally, take a moment to do something that will help the community, to help your fellow members. Maybe volunteer in a community organization. I think if we do that, if we take time to think of our fellow citizens, to be compassionate, to be respectful, to be patient, I think we will all land in a safe and healthy place. Thank you.
Our next recipient is Amaral Saunders Endow. A partner in KBRS's National Academic Search Practice and the firm's Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion Lead, Amaral leads her unique combination of corporate communication, governance, and EDI skills, bringing together those experiences to assist organizations in the search and recruitment process. Amaral also provides EDI counsel and training to organizational leaders, many organizational leaders. She has served as a member of the university's Standing Strong Task Force, which eventually led to the renaming of our university, and is a recipient of the G. Raymond Chang Outstanding Volunteer Award. A scholarship in her name for equity leadership was established recently at the Creative School, giving promising Black and equity-deserving students additional support to realize their potential. Let's watch this video.
My original desire was to be a journalist. I wanted to be a broadcast journalist, but I didn't see anyone on TV who looks like me, so I decided to go the print route. Even before I graduated from TMU, I got an offer to work at La Gazette, La Montréal Gazette, and I took that opportunity. My role has definitely been non-linear. I've worked in government, I've worked in the private sector, I've worked for public relations agencies. I've been advocating for equal rights justice for over 30 years. In the last 3 years, I've made another career shift in the role of recruiter, primarily working for academic institutions, and particularly with a focus on equity, diversity, and inclusion. I believe that my role is to really change the face of academic leadership, one recruitment at a time. Most consequential role that I have is to be the mother of 3 young Black men. And when I showed them certain, academic institutions, they rejected them outright because they said to me that I don't see myself there. I don't want young learners to be able to reject academic institutions because they don't feel a sense of belonging. And so in institutions of higher learning, there should be faculty members, teaching staff, and admin staff who bring similar lived experience. I'm working to help break down the barriers to access so that people like my 3 young male sons can enter spaces where they feel that they can be their authentic selves and enjoy all the types of freedoms and privileges that come with being a first-generation Canadian.
Join me in welcoming Amaral Saunders to the stage. Let's hear it.
Good evening, everyone. So people say occasions like this are humbling. Not really. So family, I'm going to ask you to call me Your Majesty for at least the next little while until the swelling in my head goes down. It's been 37 years since I started my love affair with TMU. We've gone through 3 name changes now, and the principles that keep me giving back to this special place are still the same. The perseverance, passion, purpose that I learned as a student here, the focus on experiential learning, giving me skills that I would need to find a job and to keep a job is what I loved about this place, is what I still love about TMU, and what keeps me wanting to give back and to care. And of course, as I mentioned in the video, the most consequential role in my life is to be a parent, and I do the work that I do to be a good role model to my children and my grandson, and I hope that I do that in a way that gives you hope for your future, which I hope you think is bright. So thanks for the recognition. I've been checking my email a lot to think, did they really pick the right alumna? So Christian, it's true, this is good, okay, pinch myself, it's mine, okay, I'll find spot for it on my wall. Thank you so much, I'm just so inspired by this, and I'll just keep working to be an honorable and respectful alumna. Thank you so much.
All right, our final recipient this evening is the Isidore Sharp Outstanding Recent Graduate, Curtis Oland. Originally from the BC Okanagan Valley and currently based in Berlin, flew in for this from Berlin. Yeah. Curtis is an Indigenous Lilwat and Scottish settler, garment designer, and interdisciplinary artist. His connection to his Indigenous heritage, to the supernatural mountainous landscapes of his homeland, and his experiences as an international nomad have created an essence of raw, subdued wilderness that celebrates and honors land and materiality. It's beautiful. His work transverses the realm of art, fashion, performance, installation, film, and creative direction. Having worked on collaborative-driven projects that allow for diverse and imaginative storytelling. Since completing his studies, Curtis has exhibited works all across Canada and abroad, including the UK, the Netherlands, and Switzerland. Let's watch this video.
Fashion design, it's a visual language. It's a way for us to express ourselves. Each person's outfit is a way for them to author their own story. As a child, I loved make-believe and dressing up. Halloween was a huge thing in our household, and I always saw it as opportunities to create a character. my journey navigating my own self-identity as a two-spirit person, as an Indigenous person, but also as, I'm part settler Canadian as well. I work with a lot of like deer hide and elk hide and horsehair and linen and cotton. Just thinking about those raw materials and where they come from, and this interconnection that we all have with the land, the life that sprouts from it. I started at TMU, and I found myself struggling a little bit with making wearable designs. Once I graduated, I could do whatever I want. I started creating collections that I just said, well, let's just start telling a story. I entered into the Emerging Menswear Designer competition and ended up winning that award, which launched my menswear brand. So after that, I moved to London. And it was during that time that I was approached by Indigenous Fashion Arts. They encouraged me to participate in a residency with the International Fashion Showcase, and I was amongst 15 other international designers. And I think that was a defining moment for me. I came to the conclusion, well, maybe I am actually more of a costume designer. I found that, the world of costume design and theater and working with other artists and film, and that's exactly how I wanted to take garment making and costumes an accessory to other artists, working with other people who also want to tell stories. There's so much for me to learn about this new exciting venture for myself.
All right, everyone, welcome to the stage, Curtis Oland.
You prepare everything and then you get up here and you just forget it all. So I'm just gonna kind of freestyle it. But yeah, I'm so honored to be here and to be receiving this award. I'm so early in my career. I'm just kind of figuring things out. So I'm so humbled that, like I'm up here right now. I just want to start by saying, awards don't belong to just one person. I think it belongs to the community that helped build that person. And so for me, that starts with my family and my friends who've always uplifted me and encouraged me and inspired me. And the people that came here today to support me. It just doesn't, it feels wrong to say it's my award, it's everyone's award. I actually really want to make an acknowledgement to TMU for, first of all, thanking you for this, but also thank you for the new name. That means so much to so many people, to honor the victims of the residential schools and the survivors and all their relations, and to listen to all the collective voices asking for this name to be changed. Thank you so much for that. I'm proud to be coming from TMU and to be an alumni, and that just shows what the community here is all about. It's about uplifting everyone's voices and the whole community and everyone that is the university represents. So thank you for this. And congratulations to everyone else. And oh, side note, I pulled this out of the archive from my graduation collection, so I thought it was appropriate. Cheers.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Curtis, and thank you, Janice, for helping to present these awards. So before I sign off and invite Ian Mishkal to close out our formal program, I want to give a little hat tip to our amazing alum, Sean Carson, and his colleague, Jonathan, who produced all of those incredible videos. Where are you guys? Wave. There you are. That's fantastic. And of course, thank you all to my colleagues in alumni relations. This event wouldn't happen without the energy, care, and effort of the entire alumni relations team. So a big round of applause for all of them. Now, join me in welcoming Ian Mishkal, our Vice President of University, to close out the formal part of the ceremony. I'm signing off.
Good evening, everyone. It's always inspiring to learn more about the impact our alumni are having. Let's please give another very large round of applause for all of our recipients. They are examples of TMU alumni who are making a difference in industry and society, and perhaps most importantly, in our communities. The role of the university is to help shape and empower the next generation to make a positive difference in the world. Tonight, we witness and celebrate 8 shining examples of this. Ryerson, and now Toronto Metropolitan University, has always been, in all its incarnations, an institution dedicated to problem solving by producing problem solvers, well equipped to enter their career and communities as a force for good. We're proud of all of our alumni and their accomplishments, and I hope you feel as proud as we do. As unpredictable and sometimes unforgiving as this world can be, we together can help shape a better tomorrow. And on that hopeful note, I'd like to thank you all on behalf of all of TMU. Please stay, please mingle, and enjoy the good food and perhaps even better company. Thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of the evening.